It's been almost 3 years-ish since my last perfume collection. I've had a lot of perfumes that have completely ran out and they didn't make it to my current fragrance wardrobe. Today, to talk a little bit more about the fragrances themselves, I did a little bit of research, went on to Fragrantica to confirm the notes, to really see if my perception of the fragrance is accurate. So as I was doing, all of my perfumes have right now this little post-it with all of the top notes, middle notes and base notes. And I realized I have a type that I was not ready to accept, to admit. Most of the fragrances right here have something in common. Musk, amber, patchouli, vanilla, leather, vetiver, but one that really surprised me was orange blossom. I am not a fruity or florals kind of a person, so to see that many of the fragrances that I own and I enjoy have those floral notes in common. I know some of those middle notes are just to bind all of those elements to make the nuances of maybe musk or amber a bit more maybe lighter or sweeter, so those are there to make a better ambience. Yeah, but I didn't expect it. Today, as I was getting ready, post it, I put on, this is Peau by Philippe Starck. With this one, there's no such thing as too much. Most fragrances are eau de toilette or eau de parfum or a parfum, but this one, this is a peau. And they don't confirm the notes. It is a poem basically when you're wearing them. When these ones came out, it was 3 different fragrances. A very feminine one, which was Peau de Soie, which is a bit more floral and feminine, I would say. And the masculine one, Peau de something. That one was much more masculine. The thing that drew me to this one was that it was a perfect in-between. It is just a suggestion of a fragrance. This one stays on my clothes. Sometimes I spritz a little bit of this before going to bed. This is my second bottle and I think these have been discontinued. I don't know, I feel very sad because this is one of my favorites. Some of the notes that they mention are meteorite, circular, mandala, a mix of light and dark tones, an earthy material, mineral, there's amber and musk and wood. I think someone mentioned that this one has metal notes in it. Maybe that's why it says this is earthy material, mineral. Maybe that's why this one has that bit of an edge with the metal tones. Peu d'allure would travel to a foreign place and this fragrance would be all of your memories of a travel combined. The fact that this is more of a poetry and it's not marketed as a fragrance, I really enjoy this one. However, in the same vein with the metal tones is this one, which is just the new fragrance that I just got, Tom Ford Metallique. I discovered this because I got a sample on a Sephora order and I spritzed it and I got the metallic note right off the bat, and I think those are aldehydes. And then the vanilla, the musk and the amber really come through and it warms up with the skin and it becomes this soft, kind of clean, sweet fragrance. Not fruity at all, no, not that kind of sweet. It's like a sweet of the vanilla and the amber. And of course there are some wood notes in this. I also get a bit of the powder that somebody mentioned that this one was a growner up version of what Chanel No. 5 would be with the aldehyde. However, I don't think those have anything in common because Chanel No. 5 is very floral at the same time as powdery. For that one, I have this one. I keep on the box, I don't know. It's kind of like a different type of a box with the perfume in a diagonal. Is this not gonna leak? This one, Juliette Has a Gun in Citizen Queen. When I smelled it, totally I felt that the Chanel No. 5 reference. But to me, this is everything maybe Chanel No. 5 Le would be. A more modern take on the Chanel No. 5. There is leather, aldehydes, bergamot on the top notes, on the middle notes. There is iris, rose, Immortel, tuberose, orange blossom, powdery notes, French vanilla, and musk. I love this. This one stays on my clothes for days, and I love that. I love when I can grab a garment and I can get that whiff of fragrance, and because I really enjoy my fragrances, I love the way this one develops and how it becomes one with my skin. My pH balance is very acid. That's why I was kind of shocked to see orange blossom being a constant in my fragrances, because every citrus smell in me ends up smelling like BO. I don't think that's the case with any of these fragrances, that I end up smelling worse than I did if I was just by itself. When I saw that there was Juliette has a gun, Immortel, PERFUMES is a patisserie Paris. They make macarons. They came out with a fragrance with L'Occitane and something Immortel. And to me, that fragrance is very similar to this one, Marc Jacobs Mauve Noir. I love this one, even though this is, for me, is a gardenia. I am not a floral person, but something, maybe it's the noir part of the fragrance that makes it wearable to me, and it makes it appealing to me, and I feel a different kind of sexy when I wear this. In the base notes we have orange blossom, musk, there's many flowers, gardenia, water lily, tuberose, magnolia, but there's also green note, and I loved yuzu. It's very clean and sweet at the same time. Maybe if it wasn't so heavy on the florals, yeah, maybe the musk and the florals make it a bit more, I don't know, feminine. That's one of the most feminine fragrances I have, maybe because of the florals. Because that one has lines, I felt inclined to go to this one. This is Florabotanica by Balenciaga. There's mint. In the middle there is rose, carnation, and cannabis. Vetiver and Ambre. This was one of the first beauty products that I saw contained cannabis, not even the CBD, the oils, or no, this has cannabis as one of their main notes. I was intrigued. I totally get the carnation in this one. The amber, maybe in the dry down. The green and fresh, clean, I feel lifted up. Most of the times when I wear this one, I'm wearing black and white, or white in a very edgy way, because this one really goes with it. Revive. I will go back to Balenciaga, no, maybe 2013, because this one came out in 2012. And I remember so vividly that when I first went to Paris, I got my mom, it was 2011, the regular, this is Balenciaga Paris, but this is the L'Essence. And I got my mom the simple Paris version. That one I feel is much more feminine, but this one, it has the violet. It's the lavender and the violet combined that makes this fragrance so different to me. I feel that has that smokiness to it that makes it different to the regular Paris. This is one of my darker, sexier scents, but still very feminine. With this one I have to be careful because there is a moment, there's a point that I can feel a bit overwhelmed, especially here where I live, that the weather is a bit warmer, but I love this one so much. One of my most worn and less liked fragrance by me. This is a crowd pleaser. Whenever I'm wearing this one, everybody asks me, what am I wearing? I kid you not. This is a crowd pleaser. This is Arizona by Proenza Schouler. Very complex fragrance. When I smell it, I wouldn't have never realized that this was very fruity, because there's strawberry, orange, and there's a lot of flowers, including cactus flower. That's why I was intrigued by this one. I ordered this one online. I didn't smell it in person. I didn't like it that much, so that's why I was not really cherishing it. But this is like one of my bigger hits when it comes to fragrance. Whenever I wear it, it's crazy. It says that it has cashmere musk, vanilla, solar notes, and bergamot. Maybe that's why I can stand it, because this is not a fruity fragrance on the first whiff, but I can now detect the strawberry in it. This doesn't make me happy per se. This doesn't give me any specific feeling. It's just a nice smell, and I know that people won't be offended by my fragrance, because most of the times my mom, she's not a fan of my fragrance choices. That's a safe bet, and that's why I want it so much. And with that one, I will jump. This is Mutiny by Maison Margiela. This is the first fragrance I think was launched accompanying the new Maison by João Galliano. I don't like this because, again, this has too many notes. To me, this one is kind of generic feminine fragrance. Even though all of the notes, there's too many notes. When I read the note, I saw that there was patchouli, there was leather, there was vanilla, there was sandalwood, argan oil, pink pepper, which is another note that I see a recurrent note in my fragrances. There is too many fruits in here. There's mandarin, orange, pear, peach, apple, and that to me just takes it to a place that I don't enjoy. I've worn it, and this is again a crowd pleaser, but I don't feel edgy, I don't feel special whenever I'm wearing it. This is just like a nice sweet for the cold weather, but this doesn't make me feel sexy. It's just a nice crowd pleaser. And I think I need to mention, I am not a crowd pleaser at all, not even with my fashion, with my makeup, or with my fragrances. I've noticed that whenever I wear those two, people go, like they react in a pleasant kind of way, which I've kept as a mental note. Now that I've mentioned Maison Margiela, I will go with By the Fireplace. This is from the Replica line. I smell the chestnut, the vanilla, yeah, basically vanilla and chestnut, and there is some like burnt wood element to this one, which totally makes sense with By the Fireplace. Yeah, 2 years ago I went to Bath and Body Works and they had this male section fragrance launch, and there was this one that was called Black, and because I love black I was intrigued, so I spritzed it and I was like, oh my god, it smells just exactly like By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. I wanted to get this fragrance, but I was on a strike. I didn't want to consume anything Maison Margiela. I've given in after that, but that fragrance and the Bath and Body Works were like exact dupe, and I finished that bottle. Then I went back to get another bottle, but that was discontinued. As always with Bath and Body Works, the only fragrances that I like and enjoy are the ones that are discontinued. And I hate that. We could have a beautiful life together, but they just don't want me there. So now I'll go to Maison Margiela Jazz Club. I got this one in 2014 and I've used just a little, and I've worn this a lot, but I don't spritz too much of this one, mainly because the tobacco and the rum are very potent. Like, it's enough for me just to spritz a little bit of it and enjoy it. I didn't know if it was going to get discontinued or not. I'm cherishing it. All of my fragrances live in a drawer that doesn't get any light in. So that's how I get all of my fragrances to last a little bit longer for me. And I've mentioned in my last video, I think, I'm pretty sure, that there is a song by Black Atlas that's called Jewels. To me, they develop on the same way. Like, they open mysterious and sexy, and then they have this crescendo when you get all of the tobacco and the rum, the edge of the scent, and then it goes down to the vanilla. This one has pink pepper, which is again a note that I've noticed I tend to go for. 2011, Maison Margiela. They launched Untitled in 2010. I was there for the launch in New York. In 2011, I was in Paris for the summer. I got Untitled Le, which was a lighter version of that one. You can see the difference in the packaging. This one just has the paint brush stroke. This fragrance is green. It's clean. It's a lighter version of this one. This is a bit more milky. This one is lighter, fresher, cleaner. It's one of my favorite perfumes. So much so that I got myself, this time last year, a fresh backup because I'm scared this will be discontinued. Something that surprised me is that this one still says Maison Margiela. This is the bigger version of this one. You see, this is a baby. And also, I have a coffret of the fragrance that I got in 2012. I would be devastated if this one got discontinued. Similar, but not really. Oh my god. It's this Joe Malone Wild Fig and Cassis. to me is personal scent of what Colette used to smell like. That is one of my most favorite memories, going to Colette and having the air de Colette, this fig and cassis. There's many other notes including cedar, musk, amber and patchouli as a base note. On the top notes there's grass, cassis, fig and cherry. I would have never imagined that there's cherry here, but sometimes notes like that are just there to accompany and to balance maybe the sharpness of other ingredients. I've always loved from afar Byredo. 2 years ago that I was in New York, I bit the bullet. I wanted to get Mojave Ghost, but to me that one smells just like Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, and I was very put off by that. I didn't expect it to be that way. I wanted musk because I love the packaging, but then again I didn't get it because something was off. However, when they showed me Velvet Haze and I had it on my skin, every scent in my skin develops to a different accord, I've noticed. So this one, there is something extremely sensual in this one. I totally get the 70s vibe of the world you are immersed with when you're wearing this or when you smell this one. I totally see the fog of music and I really don't know how to describe this, but this really brings me joy. Here it says that the top notes are coconut, hibiscus, bergamot. The mid notes there is patchouli, tuberose, and in the base notes there's again patchouli, musk, cacao pot, amberette, musk and cashmere. Maybe the cashmere notes is the velvet texture of that scent. I really don't know how to describe this like in a better way, just to say that this is sweet but soft, intense but demurred. It's a suggestion again. This is not, even though it's a strong scent, it's not overpowering to the senses. It's, for me, this is a suggestion. I feel extremely sexy whenever I have this on. Diptyque. The only fragrance that has really stood the test of time, this and Maison Margiela Untitled, is Philosykos. Philosykos, a fig fragrance. Even though this one has fig leaf, fig tree, the green notes, the coconut, and there's woody notes and cedar, I totally see that, but then at the same time, maybe it is the green notes that I get sometimes, this banana. One of the best big scents out there, and Diptyque fragrances are just chef's kiss. It still smells good, even though I'm not running low on this one. Balmain and Girl. This is from the good old days of Balmain. Balmain has not really had bad days, they're just having different kind of days. They're not really my days. These are more of the Christophe de Carnat era, very rock and roll, very masculine, edgy, but then at the same time feminine. That contrast is very interesting because Ambre Gris, for what I know, it's not amber. This is whale sperm that makes it attractive to your senses and you want to have sex. That's what I heard. There's myrrh, which I totally see the myrrh, the incense. Pink pepper, again. Immortel, again, this one has Immortel. It's like a dark flower. Maybe it's the name, Immortel. Completely discontinued. You can get your hands on some of those, I think on eBay or something. But I got that in 2011 in Paris. Girl, girl, girl. The Comme des Garçons and Pharrell Williams collaboration. I don't know why this is called Girl, when this smells just like when I was in my lab teacher was this old man, 70 something, maybe pushing it to 80s, who wore this lotion, and this has that same vibe and that brings those memories to me. I feel like I've worn this many days, but still it's, most of these scents are very strong and you don't really need to douse yourself, even though people think that I take a bath on my fragrances, but I really don't. So let's root of them. Let's say that it's neroli, violet, iris. Maybe the Styrex is that vintage male fragrance ingredient. Vetiver, cedar, sandalwood, and patchouli. I love this. This is very clean but sweet. There is a sweetness to it. And I love the violet and the iris in here. It is one of my most masculine scents, for sure. I don't really know why it's called Girl, but I'm not complaining. Like, honestly, truly. I know I touched on Tom Ford before, but we're gonna finish with a good Tom Ford Noir PERFUME. This is again a very masculine, very sexy, Again, this has a lot of notes. The base notes are the ones that make this, and the ginger, yes. I feel the ginger as a top note, and the base, vanilla, amber, sandalwood, mastic, lentisque. Those notes are the ones that make this fragrance so intense. I mean, I cannot see how much I have, but this is like basically new. It's not that I don't enjoy it, it's just that I need an occasion for this fragrance. And as you know, we're just here at home. By the way, I'm wearing perfume on a daily basis just to confirm that I don't have the virus. You know, they say that one of the things that you lose as one of the first symptoms is taste and smell. And that's why I try to keep myself checked and wear perfume every day, as well as a mask, of course. So Tom Ford Black Orchid. This perfume, to me, it is so sexy. This one has double of the notes than Noir. When I was reading all of the notes, this has truffle, black currant, ylang ylang, bergamot, mandarin orange. Something that really caught my eye is that this has Mexican chocolate, patchouli, vanilla, incense, amber, sandalwood, vetiver, all of those beautiful notes that I love and enjoy, but the Mexican chocolate really gives it that something. I don't know what notes balance the depth of this fragrance, because at the same time I get a uplifting light after scent, even though it's very strong and intense. So yeah, I love this one a lot. Again, one of my most sexy fragrances. This is my second bottle because this is not precious, or at least I was not really treasuring it. I got gifted this. They have been long gone and discontinued. These are one of the MAC Shadescent My Heroine. This is the exact dupe, if I may allow myself, to Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford. The notes are leather, incense, saffron, tobacco, patchouli. That's basically it. At the same time, I get this animal musk whenever I put this on my clothes. But if I put this on my skin, everything's fine. But if this touches fabric, it's a bad combo. But I've learned. This is something very unexpected. Elizabeth and James. This was Elizabeth and James Nirvana in the solid version. I always keep this in my bag, and most of the times I leave my bag in my car, in my house. And the sun, I should have known that this was gonna melt. But still, I love this one as a quick pick-me-up. I got this because of the packaging. I wanted to get the fragrances. There's something about them that just doesn't go well with my pH. I love them on a dry sheet, on the bottle, but once it touches my skin, it goes downhill from there. It ends up smelling like BO. Nirvana Black has violet, sandalwood, and vanilla. If I read the description, I'm all for it. However, sometimes there's something off with the formulation that just doesn't really get it right. Yeah, I'm too sad to finish this on a really sad note. This is Eternity Now by Calvin Klein. I got this as a Christmas gift. I think this is even in one of my old videos of what I got for Christmas. This was in there. If you can see, I've really used this very often. But this is one of the fruitiest scents. This is definitely what a Bath and Body Works, you know, grown-up version. Fruity, but then there is this cashmere note, wood, and ambroxan, which is interesting. But there's sorbet, peach. The peach in this is strong, but all of the other notes make it bearable to me. This is one of those scents that I wear when I just don't care, but I want to smell good for others and I just can't really make up my mind, and I am going places to the supermarket and stuff. And I really don't want to feel like my inner femme fatale coming out of the aisle number 4. This one's, I loved the packaging. I remember I wanted these so bad because I love the packaging. I even got the bigger size. And I read the description, and this one says vanilla, woody, powdery. People would rave about this. This is magnetic. 10 out of 10 packaging. However, this one smells to me like cough syrup. Not a fan, of course. However, I found these on Amazon very discounted and I was like, okay, fine, maybe this is the time. This one is Something Wild and this one, Silent Street. The description is musk, floral, powdery. The white musk in this fragrance is very sharp. Too sharp to just wear on its own. I don't know what other notes are in this one. They are a big fail and I've tried to wear them. However, one day I put this one on and it was bad. It was just not clicking. And then I spritz a little bit of this one and combined, I can make them work. I can live a day without a big complaint. Love the packaging, love the concept, but they're not for me. They've been discontinued. Many people love them, but they're not for me. Yeah, I think those are all of my fragrances. I hope this was useful. Yeah, until the next one.